Let's get it. Okay, so tell them who we got on the phone, man. I feel like it's been a minute.
Well, you guys have Democrat Chris on the line. I'm happy to speak with you guys tonight. I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to have a good show for the remainder of the show tonight. So thank you for the opportunity.
Let's clap it up, man. He made it back, man. He made it back. We don't we don't have nobody to debate him tonight though. I hate that we had some people they was going to Jazz Fest, birthdays coming up. So you know how that go. But we finna have a good discussion real quick, man. So look,
Okay.
all right. So everybody pretty much feel like Carmelo did what he should have did, you know. They say mind your business and everything will be all right. That's what they saying. That's what they saying. But let's start here though. Does black privilege exist?
Okay. That's your question to me.
Yes. Do you when you hear that, what do you how you feel? Like what you thinking? What thoughts come to your mind?
So, black privilege is something I believe that has been created by white supremacy to devalue whatever stability black people receive or whatever, I guess, necessities black people receive. But I don't feel like we have an actual privilege in this country. I don't feel like it really exists.
Even these days.
Even these days, I think there are certain opportunities that black people receive, but there's nothing that black people are currently receiving that offsets the 400 years of suffrage that we have endured, even the suffrage that we endure today. So I don't think that there's anything to offset that we're receiving. I don't think so.
Okay.
And with the Carmelo Anthony situation specifically, I mean, listen, it's an unfortunate situation. I hate that any child died, any person is dying in an act of violence. But when you look at Texas, when you look at the situation at hand, I mean, it does fit the direct descriptive of defense, self defense. It does.
Mm, mm. So if it was the other way around, if two black boys approached a white dude and the white dude stabbed the black boy and he died, you would be okay with a white man saying, well, shit, he should have minded his business. They should have minded their business. They shouldn't have been messing with him. You would be
So
cool with that?
when I hear those questions to me, this is the thing. It's not as if we haven't seen those experiences or situations already prevalent in history. For instance, we can look at George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, a situation where a young black man was simply minding his business, buying, I believe, Skittles and green tea, and walking home. And a man who was white, Hispanic, chose to violate him, murder him, and got away with it with self defense. We can also look at other cases where white men specifically have engaged in situations, made situations worse, fueled those situations and got away with it under self defense. So I don't have to create a situation because they already exist.
I like that. I like that. I like that. But do you think that's the same as what went down with Carmelo? I don't feel like his life was in danger.
I think the George Zimmerman situation was worse because Carmelo Anthony was simply minding his business, sitting down in an area that I mean they say it wasn't his area to be in, but there's nothing illegal about what he was doing. You had two young white men approach him
Mm.
together, touch his belongings, tell him he needed to go, and he defended himself. Versus a situation with George Zimmerman where a young black man simply minded his business going home and you heard the 911 operator tell George Zimmerman, leave him alone. Don't bother him. He has nothing to do with you. And he still engaged in that situation and killed him. I think that situation is worse.
Didn't Trayvon Martin have a criminal record?
I He could have a criminal record as long as your arm if he wanted to. He could have one as long as the earth if he wanted to. He
Mm.
could have broken the law 30 minutes before that. That has nothing to do with a civilian stopping another civilian that was doing nothing illegal in that moment.
Even I live in a nice neighborhood, Chris. You see somebody walking down the street looking sketchy, you might want to check it out, especially if it's been
Sometimes
break-ins
you
in the
need to mind
neighborhood.
your business. Sometimes you need to
Mm.
mind your business. I think that's a problem specifically in the white community and Karens and Kevins. You need to mind your business and mind the business that pays you. What
Mm.
that young black boy was doing walking through that neighborhood was his business. He was not doing anything wrong. And a lot of times we let fears and preconceived notions control our mindsets and create narratives that simply aren't there.
Do you think that's what Carmelo did? He created a narrative of these boys being racist, so he stabbed them.
I don't think it had anything to do with racism in his case. I think he saw two aggressors in a situation thinking that they were the police or the white people have this issue where they often think that they're the authoritative action in the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
They think of themselves as this white power that always needs to be in control sometimes. And I feel like in that moment that was white men or white boys once again feeling like we run this. This is ours. We will tell you what to do and you don't tell him what to do.
Mm.
If you felt it was that serious to tell him he needs to go, why didn't you go get a parent? Who do you think you are to touch this child or touch his belongings to make him go anywhere? Who are you? Now that's not to say the young man should have died because he shouldn't have,
And that's
but
where
that
I'm
is
at
this.
with it. He
But
shouldn't
that
have
is to
died.
say, okay, but that is to say he had no business touching his belongings or enticing or initiating a situation that didn't have to happen.
Mm. Mm. I can't argue with that, but I feel like the message black people are saying, well, don't bother nobody and you won't die. But it's like this is a school event. A lot of dumb shit happen at school
I would.
events. I don't
So
think
let me
people
ask you a
should start
question.
stabbing people for like telling
What
them to move.
what age does the brain of a child fully become developed?
I get what you say. They say
No, I'm asking you. I'm
25. They
asking.
saying
Okay,
25.
25 is correct. Thank you for knowing that answer. 25 is definitely correct. So why am I expecting a child to have more self-control than police officers have? Why am I expecting a child to have more
Mm.
self-control than we see adults have every day in these situations? Why am I expecting a child to have more self-control than the president of the United States? So my point is this. I am not going to hold him to this unattainable standard to where he just should have known what to do exactly in that situation. Was it right? No. Should he have stabbed him? No. Was it self-defense? Yes, it was. It was. And a good
Okay.
lawyer is going to argue that point very well. And he already, and this is how we know he have a good lawyer. Because not only will his bond reduce, but he's released on bond right now.
I
That
don't.
lawyer is going to argue what I'm arguing,
Yeah.
that it was self-defense and that it was granted. And mind you, what state did this happen in? The state of Texas,
Yeah.
the stand your ground state,
Yeah.
the I'll carry my gun inside of a school, inside of a church, anywhere I want to state,
I don't think you can.
right?
I don't think you can pull a gun in school. That's deep.
Well, the Texans, oh, well, you may be correct in that fact, but the Texans believe otherwise. They believe you can carry a gun wherever you want to. They sleep with guns, they eat with guns, they go everywhere with their guns. So I don't feel like in the state of Texas that it's not going to hold up. Stand your ground will
Mm.
work. It will.
It's looking like it is. Is I'm thinking he getting off, but I don't
Well,
feel
no, hold
like.
on, hold on, hold on. I don't like that. I don't like that phrasing of the whole getting off.
Yeah, I think he
If
getting
that young,
off.
no, 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 hold on. I don't like the phrase "get off" because that makes it sound like you didn't get found. If you're found innocent, you didn't get off the crime. You were found innocent. The
Uh,
term "getting off"
hmm
devalues your innocence.
I don't think he innocent though. I think he
Okay,
wild out. I think he tweaked out. He
okay.
tweaked. He tweaked out.
Okay. Well, that's for the jury to decide.
He tweaked out. Like
Well, that is for the jury to decide.
you.
That's the good thing about
It's
it.
not. I'm not asking somebody too much to not stab people if you're arguing. That's not. I don't feel like that's asking the kid too much. Hey, don't
Were
stab
you
him.
were you
Y'all arguing.
ever a child in that situation?
Yeah, plenty of time. I'd have been jumped. All that. I ain't want to stab nobody. We just fought.
Okay, well, you just got beat up if that's the case. You got beat up and that's
Why?
okay.
Why I gotta lose? I won. I might have won. I feel like
You
I
didn't win.
won. I feel
You
like I
didn't win.
won.
You didn't though.
But I did. I did. I definitely did.
How many people jumped you?
It was like three maybe, but it wasn't
You
all at
didn't. You
one
didn't win.
time. It was like a
You didn't
lineup.
win.
You feel me?
Okay, so no, so that was like a one. That was like a tag. Like they take one
Yeah.
tagged in,
Tag
one
in,
tagged
tag
out.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
This wasn't that situation. He had two big white boys
They
in
ain't
his
punch him.
face.
They ain't punch him.
You don't have to punch me. Once you touch my belongings, you're assaulting my person at that point. So regardless,
Mm.
but this is the thing.
But it got to be
What
reasonable. You got to have a
this
reasonable.
okay, well, the
That's
saving
not
grace about
reasonable.
the saving grace about the situation is that there apparently was video footage that is in police custody, and it will most likely be shown at the trial. So what we may speculate now will be shown
Yeah.
to be true in the future.
Chris say I got beat up, man. I'm hurt. Look. So look.
I don't think you won. I don't think you won.
I
I don't
won,
think you won.
bro. I won.
I don't think that.
It's cool, man. You
I
know,
can't see that. Not three people.
three people. Yeah, we young though. You know.
They told you up, and it's okay. It's okay.
Nah, nah.
Maybe you should have had a knife. Maybe so.
No, that's not the answer. To get a knife and just go to
I
stabbing
agree.
people.
I was
That's
being facetious. I do think that let me speak to this though. I do think there's an issue with our youth. Unfortunately,
definitely.
I believe that they're losing a certain amount of rationalism that they should have, and I believe a lot of video games, a lot of shows, a lot of streaming, a lot of streamers are increasing the amount of violence inside of our youth, and it's kind of dangerous.
I think it's the rappers. I don't even think it's the streamers. I think it's the rappers.
I think it's the streamers too.
Maybe, but that's why I think the black privilege coming in that we are out here saying it's okay to stab somebody just because y'all are arguing and they touched your shirt. Like, no, that's not cool. That's not
Okay. Well,
that's never
well,
cool.
it's not just me saying that. It's not like I'm just, his lawyer is gonna say that.
They
That's what the
gotta say
lawyers.
that. They gotta say that.
That's what the jury is gonna agree to.
We gonna see. We gonna see. I think he for your sake, I think he no, I'm gonna say he getting off because I don't think he innocent, man. I
Okay,
think he
you're
tweaked
still
out. I think he tweaked out. And he
okay.
overreacted.
So you don't think it was self defense?
Mm-mm. I mean, no, because he wasn't being attacked.
We weren't there. Neither of us were. What we do know is this: he was approached aggressively in a manner where two white boys made him feel like he needed to leave.
Okay.
They touched his belongings.
Yeah,
Words were exchanged. Movement was involved, a knife was moved, a person died. That's what we know for fact. Now, there
definitely.
may be other details that come out when the video is released that may change the conversation more in my favor, and I believe it will, or it may be more in your favor. Who knows? But what I think is good to give saving grace to people. We live
Mm.
in the United States of America, do we not?
Yeah, we definitely live in a great USA.
So we're all granted due process under God and under the United States Constitution. This young man deserves not only his due process but a fair day in court. That family does not be deserve to be harassed the way they're being harassed. They do not be deserved being torn apart the way they are. People make mistakes, and that's okay.
Bro, somebody died though. You saying like
They did.
they gone. And I think black people like, oh
Yeah.
well, shit, one for us. Oh well.
I don't look at it that I'm not coming from that perspective. But you have to be honest when we look at the way America has done black people. I see how black people could say, "Oh well." I get that.
mm,
I may not agree with it, but I get how black people can be so tired of being sick and tired to finally saying, "We don't give a fuck no more." I get
mm.
that.
There you go. I mean, man, okay, so look, all right, we got a comment. We got a comment. I was finna say, Miss Dubo said it isn't that black people are agreeing with that young man killing him. It's us wanting that even playing field.
Correct.
We just want
Correct.
the same rules to apply to us to when we
Correct.
want. So what about okay? So we want to get away with doing wrong because white people get
No,
away with doing wrong.
that's not what we're saying. That's not the point. The point more so is if the law is working for Kyle Rittenhouse, if the law is working for George Zimmerman, the law needs to work for this young man. If the law is working for white people to allow them to be able to claim self-defense in actions where it wasn't even self-defense, then it needs and has to work when a black man is claiming self-defense, and it obviously was self-defense. It has to work. That's what we're asking for. We're asking for fairness under the law and under the Constitution.
Mm, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think
I
that's a
know
lot.
you
That's a
don't know, but
lot.
I do know. You don't know, but I do know. I know what this young man deserves, and I know what he's gonna receive, and I know what that verdict is gonna be.
We should make a bet.
Yeah, I'm
We
not
should.
opposed.
We should make a bet. I gotta think of it. We gonna because the trial probably ain't gonna happen till a long time.
It will be probably a year from now.
Yeah, we gotta make a bet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till some more details out though. I ain't finna just throw my money away. Uh, Mr. Vernon says, I also agree that you can't do something to someone and then not be able to deal with the consequences of your actions of being judgmental or play victim when they react. Okay, so he's saying,
You can't because this is what he's saying. You can't slap me in my face and be mad when I punch
but
you in yours.
he didn't slap him though. That's
Okay,
we
I was giving an example.
yeah,
I
but
wasn't.
we need a right example because he didn't physically harm Carmelo.
We don't know that for fact, do we?
We definitely know that.
No, how do you were you there?
Nah, but it would have came out. That would have been. He
Have
would have
you
said
seen
that.
video footage?
We got Carmelo's statements.
Carmelo's. So I want to wait till the video footage is released or until an actual real count of every second of that day from a third party that is trustworthy to come out before I just take the word of anything or anybody. I believe there was more that we don't know about, and I believe it's in Carmelo's favor. This is the thing. That judge has seen everything. And what did that judge do? She reduced that bond. She went from $1 million bond to a $250,000 bond. You do that when you see not only that he's not a flight risk, but it's also is does he have a criminal past? Does he have a criminal history? And how bad and heinous was is what he's being accused of? Obviously, she's seeing something that you haven't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she did.
I know.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she saw something was like, well, we gonna let him be on bond. But murderers get out on bond all the time.
Okay, alleged murderers, but yes, but yes.
So you don't feel like white America should have nothing to say about this. They should just keep quiet,
I'm
let it play
tired
it
of
out.
white America. I'm tired of white America bitching and crying about everything under the goddamn sun. They've been
Mm.
running this country into the ground for years. They have a felon as the president right now. White America has done and raped and pillaged this country to the damn hell of it. I am tired of having to cater to white America. White America can say what the hell they want to say, but that jury and God has the final say. That's what
But
I'm listening to.
but Austin Metcalf is not in representation of that though. Like we can't associate. We just like even his father is saying he don't want it to be about race. His father is
Well, I
saying
mean,
that.
you brought up white America. What do you mean? I'm saying like what do you mean? Okay.
Oh, I'm saying though, like because people are looking at it like
I
he
didn't make it
said.
about race. I made it about self defense. I'm just speaking from the standpoint where black people may feel that we think that we deserve due process and a fair process across the board. And at the same time, let me speak on Austin Metcalf's father. I believe that that is a respectable man. I think he also has a criminal past, but I won't let that slight my view of him because they had a White Lives Matter rally at that school a weekend ago, and the father called the man that held him, basically said, "You need to shut that shit down. This is inappropriate. I don't want my son attached to it." So I
So
respect the father.
so therefore, I don't think if he's a respectable man, you gotta think he got a respectable son.
That's not how that works.
You don't think so?
That's not how that works.
They say this young man had a 4.0,
He had a
had his
4.0 and
life
had
in
the
front of him.
he had and so did Carmelo. This he had a 4.0 and had the
But
nerve to go up to another young man and tell him he needed to go. This
yeah,
isn't the
yeah.
1960s. This isn't the
But why you
1950s.
think it's
Who do
about
you think
race?
you're
It could have
talking
been
to?
anybody. He probably would
I
have
didn't
did it
say
to
it was.
anybody. You said it ain't the 1960s.
And it's not. It's not. So why do you feel like it's appropriate for you to come to anybody and tell them where they need to go or where they can't be? Who are you?
He Austin Meckler. I don't know. I don't know what he had going on.
Well, I don't want to be disrespectful of the dead, so let me not respond to that. But he should have stayed where he was, obviously.
I get it. I get it. Let's pivot real quick. Shannon Sharpe.
Okay.
Shannon Sharpe.
Shannon, Snowball, Sharp, Snow Bunny, Sharp.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
How you feeling about that?
I feel a lot of different ways about Shannon Sharpe.
Do you think he should just? Do you think he was in the wrong?
I think that Shannon Big Black Baby Sharpe is a very foolish old man. And I don't use the word foolish often because it's a very strong word to use in my opinion.
Why is he
But
foolish?
he's foolish because he was almost 60 years old messing with a 19-year-old. He was foolish because he heard that girl on the phone purposely using keywords to ignite where we are today and then catch on. He was foolish for still messing with that girl when she was obviously trying to trap him. He's foolish for not listening to Monique and Cat Williams when they told him, you need to get a woman closer to your age because they knew what he was doing in the background. They knew. Hollywood knows what Shannon Sharpe is doing, and it has finally caught up with him.
Okay, but we have a lot of white men that date 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds
Are they not? Is
that
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 not
are
inappropriate?
older, that are older than Shannon Sharp.
Wait, on the last point, when it came to Carmelo, you were saying that, oh, well, just because white people get away with it, we don't need to get away with it. I want you to keep that same
I
energy
want
as it
you to
relates to
keep the
Shannon
same
Sharpe.
energy too.
I am keeping the same energy. And when it comes to Shannon Sharpe, he's dead ass wrong.
It's
Shannon Sharpe,
so what he did was
Shannon,
illegal.
well, what the girl is alleging is illegal. She's alleging that he not only manipulated her, but he sexually assaulted her. And she also has a recording of him saying that he was going
So you
to choke
believe so
her.
you believe the white girl on this one, but you don't believe the white boy that got stabbed. You don't believe the twin brother.
What I believe is that Shannon was very careless in the last few years of his career, and that Shannon also has a history of sexual misconduct, and that this may be another case where he finally is gone. He's been found. He's gonna be found guilty of this in a civil case. This
Well,
isn't
it's
a
a
criminal
civil
case
case,
yet.
yeah. He
It's it's a
ain't.
it's a civil case. So I mean, but you still can be found liable of it, and I mean that can be bad,
I
and that
mean,
can
if
also
she if
have.
she win the civil case, he definitely gonna get hit with the criminal case.
It's very possible.
I
It's
mean, it
very
could
possible.
it could have been anybody though. It could have been a black girl doing him like that. Like it could have been a 51-year-old woman doing him like that. I don't really think age really matter in this case.
Let me can I read you something real quick?
Yeah, definitely.
So this is not the first case that Shannon Sharpe has been involved with a sexual misconduct allegation, but this is the first one that actually made it to the public.
Mm.
In 2010, Michelle Bundy found a temporary restraining order against Shannon Sharpe in Atlanta's Fulton County Superior Court, accusing him of sexual assault, threats, and stalking. The outcome was the restraining order was voluntarily dismissed shortly after filing. Sharpe was neither arrested nor charged. Some acquaintances of Bundy
So he
expressed
was
skepticism about her
so
claims,
he was found
suggesting she was
innocent.
infatuated with Sharpe.
He was found
She
innocent.
he wasn't found anything. She basically removed the case altogether. This is another moment. Now, this is also a part where there's accusation that there was a monetary value given to her to keep from continuing the charges that she was going to press.
It probably was another shakedown. It probably was just a shakedown. And she probably was just trying to get some bread out of
Okay, so
him.
if let's just say with your logic that that's true,
Mhm.
why would you continue that behavior in the future and allow it to happen again?
I can't. I
At
what
at,
it.
at almost 60 years at almost 60 years
Hey,
old.
I'm working out. I'm feeling great. It still get up good. I'm doing me.
Okay, well, it's gonna get up bad now because you possibly are going to lose more money than you have. You're being
Mm.
sued for $50 million. I think you're worth
It's
thirty
a
million
it's
dollars.
a setup from Hollywood. If that wouldn't have worked, the other one would have worked. It just what happens. They set up our black men.
I'm not going to. No, no,
They set up
no,
our
no,
black men.
no, no, no,
You
no,
know
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no, no,
same way
no.
they did Jonathan Majors. They just
Okay, I
he was
so now
finna
you're headed towards a bad path
he was
because
what's the bad? So you don't think Jonathan Majors was set up? You don't think they overly crucified Jonathan
there
Majors?
was there was audio of him. I don't want to pivot to two different many parts. I really want to keep it on Shannon Sharpe,
Cute.
Shannon No Bunny Sharpe.
Let's go.
But
Let's go. Keep going.
on his situation, there was also audio of him admitting that he did have violence against that woman, but that's a whole nother situation. Back to Shannon Sharpe, he's gonna lose this case.
He gonna lose.
It's
He definitely gonna lose. It's a setup. He's supposed to lose. It's a
okay.
shakedown.
Well, no, that's not how that works because Jay Z. No, let me tell you how it doesn't work. Because Jay Z had an accuser come after him, and Jay Z cleared that shit from the beginning. Said, "I'm not one of them. Don't play me like that." And I've never did anything
Jay
to this
Z and
function.
the Illuminati, bro. You know Jay Z.
Okay, so
Jay
we're
Z
heading
got
towards
Jay Z a
Twilight Zone.
billionaire. He a billionaire.
I wanna stay to a realistic place and not head to the
He
stars and the aliens.
he a
I want to stay
billionaire.
to
He
a
a
realistic place.
billionaire, and you got somebody. The story sounded dumb as hell. Story was dumb. It was a dumb
Okay,
story.
well, Shannon's story don't sound too dumb. It actually sounds believable,
Yeah,
and I think when it comes to Shannon Sharpe, he just was very just not smart. Shannon wasn't so sharp, obviously, and this is going to be a situation where again he loses, and I think he kind of deserves it for just not having a brain in this situation at all.
man. I'm telling you, they get you. They know your habits. They know what you like. They gonna send them to you. Boom, we got you.
But he sought her out.
How you put a nice body in front of a man that's single? I mean, shit. You know what it is.
So Shannon Sharpe was going to settle with her at first for $10 million.
Yeah,
He was going to
cause
settle. He
you
was going
gotta
to get
you
the case
gotta
dismissed for
settle.
10 million.
You gotta try to do that because I got a contract coming up. I can't. This bad press gonna throw. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make my value go down.
After after he was willing to sign the 10 million, she said, "You know what? I actually don't want 10 million. I'm gonna go for the 50 mil."
Yeah,
And she went after the 50 mil, and now we're where we are currently.
yeah.
She has released audio of him saying that he was going to choke her. She had text messages that have been released of both with very sexually explicit messages, which were disgusting. And Shannon Sharp, you may have abused that woman, but another crime that you committed was being a coon. Because when you're letting a black woman possibly call a white woman call you nigger in bed and all
Hmm.
that race play stuff, that's coon behavior and it's disgusting. Ten
He
thousand lashes for Shannon Sharp.
he just a freaky dude, man.
It's not. That's disgusting to
You
let a
gotta
white
think.
person. No, that's
You
disgusting.
gotta think, bro. You
That's
gotta
a
think.
slave. That's a slave mentality.
Check this
Slave.
out. Check this out though. Let me hit this though. Shannon Sharp probably not the best looking dude, you know?
Okay.
So he probably was rejected by his women, you know? And playing football, you get offered some things to go here, to go there. Come to this school, we got this, we done seen it. You get offers, So that's probably where his mindset was stuck. He's still living out his college NFL years. Like, you know how that go.
That was 40 years ago, Shannon. That was 40 years ago. You are
Hey,
a grown man and almost 60, and you're messing around with these young women. And let me be completely honest with you. I do think that the young lady saw Shannon as a mark. I do think that the young woman was using specific verbiage to get Shannon Sharp where she wanted him.
yeah.
But Shannon Sharp, where was your peace sign brain to evade that situation? You allowed yourself to be trapped in that situation, and now she's gonna take you for a ride. And I don't think she's gonna be down with you. And this is the thing, Shannon. ESPN, who you had just done another contract with, one of the best contracts of your career, just cut ties with you. They allowed you the grace to say that you were leaving, but they told you you had to go.
I mean, yeah, that's how they crash the empire. They do all our greats like that. They find a
Okay.
way to crash them. They said
So
Michael Jackson was touching kids. They say Diddy was diddling people. They say R. Kelly was doing this. They say
are you wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
they
minute.
said Tupac did this. They say Martin Luther King was sleeping with white women and he was sleeping with dudes and white women and he
Okay,
wasn't a real dude.
you're moving too fast.
No,
You're
I'm just
moving too
saying
fast.
it's a steady list of them knocking off our greats. Bill Cosby.
You can, but you're mixing up innocent and guilty men and putting them in one bunch, and unfortunately, that's just not the case. Some of the men that you listed, like R. Kelly, were guilty and are guilty and should be where they are. Some of the people that you mentioned, like Martin Luther King, were innocent in a lot of accusations that they had, but did have sexually explicit experiences. But he was a grown man and could do that. He didn't commit anything illegal. So just be fair and unbiased when you're making these statements,
I
because
am being fair
R.
because
Kelly is guilty.
it's not about
Shannon
guilty
Sharpe
or
may
not
be
guilty.
guilty.
It's not about that. It's about
It is
the white
though.
men that do what they do get away with it.
If these niggas are out here raping women or beating women, then lock them the hell up. I don't care if a white man got away with it that same day. If a nigga is doing it to a woman, lock him up. I don't care. I don't care. Just because a white man got to beat a woman, that don't mean your ass get to do it. Especially a black woman. No, lock him up.
That's why I feel like Carmelo Anthony shouldn't get away with stabbing somebody.
You gotta stop. You gotta
This shit is
stop.
crazy.
You gotta stop.
So, but they do
You
it
gotta
to our
stop.
greats, man. We don't know what's real, what's not real. We don't
No,
know.
we do know that R. Kelly was outside those high school,
Okay,
those
let's
young
take
ass
let's
girls,
R.
and was
Kelly.
raping them.
R. Kelly definitely was tweaking.
There was
Okay,
a
R. Kelly
video.
was
There was
tweaking.
video footage of
Yeah,
him peeing on an underage woman. What
yeah.
are you talking about?
R. Kelly was tweaking, bro. She was tweaking. I shouldn't have
You
said R.
brought up R.
Kelly.
Kelly.
I know.
You brought up R.
I snapped.
You
I
brought up R.
snapped. I don't know why the fuck I said R. Kelly. I snapped. But R. Kelly definitely had an
You
issue,
brought up
had a
R.
problem.
Kelly.
R. Kelly was hey, he was Hugh Hefner though. I feel like Hugh Hefner got away with it in our face. In our face.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, it's about. I feel like it's like a fraternity when you make it to a certain money level, fame level, whatever, and you get afforded these things and you see things, and then but the black man gonna go down for it, not the white man.
So Shannon Sharpe, if you know this is the history of your black brothers, that there's this entity that's actively after them, why would you make yourself so accessible to go through the same thing?
If it wouldn't have been her, it would have been somebody else.
Why would you make yourself so accessible to go through the same thing?
It could have been somebody else. I think
You're wait, so you're gonna be on a video with another woman telling her you're gonna choke her? Is that what you're saying?
that's what they into, right? He just kinky. He just a little kinky dude,
Okay,
man.
well let's see what those kinks get him. Let's see if those kinks cost him $50 million. Let's see if that happens.
Yeah, they got him, man. They got him. They don't want to pay him for his pride. He was doing too good. So, it's a
Okay, sure.
shakedown. It's a shakedown.
No, I don't. No, that's not genuine. No, the podcast services, ESPN, they love Shannon Sharpe. He's a moneymaker for them. Like his video or interview with Cat Williams was one of the most watched, if not the most watched, of an interview last year.
It
They loved
was.
having him. They loved having him. So don't make it seem like the people in higher powers are after him. They loved him. They saw him as a worker, as a slave, essentially. They have nothing to do with this. He made himself accessible to a young woman who he potentially did sexual assault or beat. I don't know, but now is accusing him of those allegations, and he will most likely lose in court.
Mm.
I believe he will lose, and I'm just being honest based off of what I've seen, what I've heard, what I know. It's not looking good for him.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
We will, but I'm not the jury, so I just like I can't decide Carmelo's fate. I can't decide Shannon's fate. It's up to God and the jury.
Mary B says, I'm with Chris. Shannon had a lack of common sense. Monique tried to put him on game, and
She
it
did.
went through one ear and out the
Who
other,
said
man.
that?
Mary B.
Mary B, the thing that upset me so bad with Shannon was not only his response, but this almost arrogance that he had. And just like when he was on he has the podcast with what's his name,
Ocho
Darcy
Cinco.
Ocho Cinco. So careless and so bold, and I don't be with my age. I'm with my ways. I'm not with my age. Like, sir, you're 6 years old talking as if you're 21. Shannon Sharpe did not grow. He grew up physically, but he never grew up mentally. And I think that stunted growth mentally that he had led him to the path that he's on now. And it is a path of destruction. And warning biblically comes before destruction. Monique warned him.
Mm.
Ocho Cinco warned him. Cat Williams warned him. But he did not care because that arrogance got in the way. And he thought he was too big for the program. And the program is about to teach him a lesson.
Mm. There you go. I can't say, it was dumb. It was dumb, but I don't think like if I'm 60 and I want to talk to young women, that's on me. If it's not illegal, it's not illegal.
Do what you do at 60 years old. You're a grown man. If she's of the age of 18, it's legal. It may be
It's legal.
unethical.
It's legal.
It may be
I
unethical
don't, I
for
don't
you
even
to
know
be her
what that
grandfather's
mean. Why
age.
would why would that be unethical?
Because what conversations can you and a girl who's still a teenager have at 60?
She wasn't a teenager. She was 21.
She
20.
was 19. She was
19 is
19.
crazy.
She
I
was
don't know.
19.
Ask the government. I don't know. I don't know these questions.
No,
They said that you could
well, you
do it.
giving the answers. You giving the responses. So you need to have the answer. What I'm telling you
I'm
is
going
this.
I'm going off the law.
Okay, like I said, the law permits that, but it's unethical. It's not it's sick for you to be having sex with someone who could be your granddaughter's age. In my mind, it
Mm.
is. And aside from that, Shannon, again, you made yourself accessible to a young woman, and I don't know if the woman is telling the truth or not, but regardless of that, you made yourself
So you don't
accessible
think
to a woman who could take
Tracy
advantage of the
you
situation.
don't think Tracy Ellis Ross out here hopping on young meat? You don't think that's what she doing?
I think it's been proven that she's doing that.
So why we ain't got the same energy for her?
Has she been accused of sexual assault?
It don't matter. You still think it's unethical?
I'm asking you a question. Well, let me ask you a question. Has she been accused of sexual assault?
I don't think a man, that's not
Has
really,
she was she accused of sexual assault in
but
2010?
you said it's unethical. So
I
do
will get
you
to that,
do
but
you
I'm asking you a question first. Has Tracy Ellis
not
Ross ever
yet,
been
not
accused?
yet,
Okay,
not
okay.
yet.
So she had so up to this point. So that's the biggest difference. That's the biggest difference that she has not been accused of a crime like Shannon Sharpe has. Aside from that, I do think that when it comes to men, they do have some predatory behavior as it relates to younger women in Shannon Sharpe's age range versus how old that young woman was. In Tracy Ellis Ross' situation, I'm not saying it's different, but it is somewhat different.
Yeah,
I
it's a
do
double
think that
standard. It's just a
hold
double
on,
standard.
I'm not done speaking. But
It's
I
a
do
double
think
standard.
that she may need to have sex with somebody a little closer to her age. But I do see it a little different, brother.
But you
I
ain't
do.
got that. You ain't got that energy for her. Y'all soft on them. Y'all soft on
Well,
it.
because
It's like damn. It's like everybody else can do it. The white man can do it. The woman can do it, black and white. But when I do it, damn, I'm a monster. I'm all this shit. Like it's crazy.
well, you're now
It's
being accused of
crazy.
sexual assault, so maybe you shouldn't have.
That's the type of world we live in, man.
Hey,
Anybody can accuse
but
you. The
they
age
are
has nothing to do with the
not
accusation.
only are they accusing you, Shannon, they have audio of you saying you're gonna choke that girl.
Cause that's how they talk. That's how they talk. They into that
You are
BDSM.
not a part of you are not a part of their relationship.
That's
You
how
don't
they
know what
talk.
all is being said.
If she
She
calling
had
him nigga, I'm sure she cool with him choking him.
she had text messages saying, "Oh Shannon, I told you no. No means no, Shannon." That's what the text message said. The text message says, "Oh, you put it in my ass. I didn't want that." That's what the text message said, right? So no, if you're in that situation, maybe Shannon, that you do need to pay some money. Maybe you do,
He
Shannon.
got hype.
Maybe you do.
He just maybe he made a mistake, man. It was dark or something. I don't know.
Sexual misconduct is not mistake. You
That
know what
shit
you're
crazy.
doing. You're fully
Yeah.
coherent, and he
Mm.
comprehended his actions. You're too old to
Mm.
not.
Mm. Mm. There you go. But I still don't think like sexual assault is wrong. You should definitely go to jail if you sexually assault somebody. Even if you having sex with a woman and she say stop, you gotta stop, bro. You gotta stop. It's rape after that. It's sexual assault. So don't do that. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying,
Okay, are you sure?
yeah, I'm 100% positive on that.
Okay, I need to verify.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
I ain't defending the sexual assault part. I'm defending the fact that people are saying she too young and people doing like it could have been any
She
age.
is.
Any woman can come out and say you sexually assaulted. It's not she not because she young. Don't that ain't the reason why she's saying he sexually assaulted her. It ain't got nothing to do with her age.
I think it's two conversations happened at one time, Shannon. Not only were you wrong for allegedly sexually assaulting her, if it's true, but we will let the court decide that. But two, Shannon, why are you 60 fucking a 19-year-old? What?
We can't say that if we ain't saying it to Tracy.
I'm saying it to both of them. Now what? I'm saying, Tracy, why are you that old fucking that young boy?
There you go.
I'm
I
saying it.
just what I need. Okay, there you go. Every time you say it, I just need you to say Tracy too.
I don't have to do that. What?
I need you. I know what I need. I need that. I
Oh,
need that.
you're not gonna get that because Shannon is the one being accused of sexual assault, not Tracy. Shannon is the
Okay.
one that has a
So
video of him saying that he was gonna
let's
touch
just
a
stick
woman, not
to the
Tracy.
sexual assault then, because it don't got
I'm
nothing to
going
do
to
with
bring
the
up the age.
age. It ain't
It
got nothing
has
to do with the
no,
age.
because that goes into up to no. Let me tell you why it does. She's not just accusing him of sexual assault. She's also accusing him of manipulation and
You can
mischievous.
manipulate anybody.
Hold on.
Anybody can be
So
manipulated.
is it easier to let me ask you a question then? Is it easier to manipulate a 9-year-old or a 40-year-old? Which one?
That don't even matter right now.
I'm asking you a question.
That
Which
don't
one is it?
matter.
It does
It
matter in the court of
depend
law.
on the
In the court of
it
law, it
depend on
matters.
the 40
It
year
doesn't
old.
matter, but
It depend on the 40-year old.
in that court of law, it's gonna matter. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that.
Well,
In that court of law, it's gonna
they
matter.
shouldn't have made it legal then. It's legal.
Okay. Well, let's see
It's
what the court
legal.
decide. I think that it's quite it's not may not be illegal to have sex with a woman that young, but what he did to her allegedly is what's illegal.
That's and I'm with that 100%. But I think the age should be left out of it because
It's gonna
it's.
be brought up every time.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, like it ain't. That's
I'm
really
going to
not a
bring it up every
factor,
time.
and it's not a factor.
But you're saying it's not affected, but in the court of law, it is.
That don't got nothing to do with like if
I
he
bet it's brought
sexually
up.
assaulted her, that's
I
one
bet
thing. But they're not gonna
during
be
the
like
trial,
you're guilty because she's 19. She was 19 when
that's
she
not
started talking to you.
no,
They're
but
not gonna do
it's gonna
that.
be brought up. It's gonna be brought up as a point of contention against Shannon because you manipulated, took advantage of a woman this young. I promise it will.
She on OnlyFans, bro. What are y'all talking about? He manipulated her. She on
Can they not be
OnlyFans.
can young women on OnlyFans not be manipulated and raped? What are you saying?
I'm not saying manipulated and rape two different things though. We not putting that together.
I'm asking
She was
can
I'm just saying.
a
We not putting that together.
but can a young woman from OnlyFans not be manipulated? What?
Anybody can be manipulated. What the
So
fuck?
what is your point?
I'm just saying, you just acting like she just this dumb 19-year-old. Like,
She was. If you're OnlyFans of 19, you're not the brightest.
now you're being judgmental.
I'm being factual.
Okay. It's a lot of people with OnlyFans that's 30, 35.
Not wise, not smart.
They making money shit. She finna get
Congratulations.
$50 million. She gotta have some type of sense.
Congratulations.
She got some
Congratulations.
type of sense.
No. Well, I mean, hey, at this point, but Shannon has given her. I mean, at this
It
point,
sound
she.
like he got manipulated. That's what y'all sleeping on. She manipulated him.
So why was he that dumb to be manipulated his big age?
He's 60, he declining. He on the decline. He's mentally
Oh, you
declining,
gotta stop.
bro.
You gotta stop. Are you
Ment-
saying she took advantage? Are you saying she took advantage
she
of the
definitely
elderly?
took advantage of the elderly.
Okay, maybe he should sue her.
He should. He should countersue. He should
May-
countersue.
Maybe I should get on her legal team and you should get on his legal team and let's see who wins.
We gonna come out. We gonna come out on top.
Yeah, not only are y'all gonna pay the 50 million, but y'all will also be going to jail by the time I'm done.
I'm not
Know
going to.
that.
I'm gonna go
You're
to
going
jail.
to. You're going to. You're going to.
We free. There you go. Hold on. We got a donation. We got a donation. Let's go. Yeah, he got Alzheimer's, man. Alzheimer's, whatever you call it. What he got? He ain't
Nah,
know.
Alzheimer's.
He ain't know.
Alzheimer's.
He thought they was still role playing or something. I don't know that he cause I mean, I saw her say 25K for one cheek and 25K for the other cheek.
Well,
Like,
okay.
damn. So he was paying her. Sound like he was already paying her.
Okay. Now he's gonna pay her a lot more. So I mean, hey, good job.
It is what it is. I feel it. I feel it though. Okay. Okay. Shannon Sharpe probably wrong. Most likely he wrong. He wrong for sexually assaulting her. He wrong for that shit. I think he the scum of the earth if he did that. If it's proven that he did that. But for talking to her, it's weird. It's weird as fuck. Super weird, but it's not illegal. And we
Uh,
can't use her age against him. That's not fair. That what you say. That's
let
not.
me
That's disingenuous.
let me ask you
That's all
let me ask
that.
you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you think when they go to trial against Shannon Sharp that they're gonna bring up her age?
They got to. It's an easy
Okay,
hit. It's an
let me
easy
ask you another
hit.
question. Let me ask you another question. Do you think the jury will take in account her age?
They got to. She white,
So
young.
why are you
It's up.
saying that it don't matter when obviously it matters to the court of law?
It shouldn't matter. That's what I'm saying. It don't
Okay,
matter to the court of law. It's just optics.
but it does. Okay, well, it does matter to the court of law if they're going to bring it up as a point of contention against Shannon and use it to win their case.
They can object that shit. So hopefully
It won't.
hopefully his lawyer objected, man. Like, hey,
Objection denied.
strike that from the record.
Defense, sit down. Prosecution continue.
Mm, mm. I don't know, man. I think he was just living life, man. He was doing his thing. Shit sound like it's going left for him now, man. I want to say you saying that he guilty already. Like we gotta
I
wait
didn't
for
say
the
he was guilty. I didn't say he was
you
guilty.
saying he sexually assaulted her. We don't know that.
I made sure to continue to say allegedly, or that we will see in the court of law. We
But
will
you
see
do
what's
feel
decided.
like he gonna lose though
I do.
because
I
you
do.
think he did it, right?
That's not why I'm saying that.
Why are you
Ba-
saying that?
Based off of what I've seen, based off
Mm-hmm.
of what I've heard, based off of the history that I've seen on Shannon Sharpe, and based off of what Shannon Sharpe said out of his own mouth, I do believe he'll be found guilty. Based off of ESPN cutting ties him so fast, I do think he'll. Well, not, and I don't mean to say
I
guilty. I
mean, they
mean to
gonna
say
do
he'll be
that.
found liable.
They gonna do that regardless.
Okay. Well,
The only
again,
person immune from that was Jay Z. I've never
Jay Z did
seen.
that right. Jay Z did that right.
I don't know, man. I think it's just the powers that be with him.
No, it was not. What? See, that's what I'm saying. The Jay Z case, he immediately came out, denounced everything, said, "Let's take it to trial immediately," and I want to see who this woman is. Not only did he do that, he then broke down how the woman was lying, and then
But
he brought out the facts about it.
Isn't it the same lawyer, right?
It
It's,
is.
so there you go, man. We got a shakedown. He aiming at the black man. You know, sometimes he got a good shot, sometimes he don't.
He didn't have a good shot with Jay Z. He has a great shot with Shannon.
Yeah, he probably gonna get his. You know what I'm saying?
Will they settle before the trial? I
Nah,
don't know.
I think they want to wreck his life. I think they trying to get him up out of the.
I think they're going for the juggler, to be honest,
Yeah. I think they trying to. Yeah,
because they were already in a settlement hearing before for the 10 million, and then that's when she said, "I'm good off that. I want the 50."
yeah. Why not? Why not? Why not? I, you know, I set you up. I got you right where I want you. It's the classic setup. It's the
Let me
classic
ask you a
setup.
question. Do you think Shannon did anything wrong?
Did he do anything wrong?
Hmm.
If he sexually assaulted her, yeah. But besides that, no.
You don't think the race play was wrong? Big black baby, baby gravy, big black this,
What a
big black
man
that.
do in his bedroom is up to him. I can't, that's what he
So you're
into.
okay with black men allowing white women to call them niggers in bed or the
I'm
N word
not
in bed?
okay with a white woman calling me a nigger, but if you okay with it, if he okay, oh, that's you. That's on you. I
Mm-mm.
ain't got nothing to do with that.
Coon, coon behavior, and I won't stand for it.
I mean, I'm not the
Shannon, you
leader.
dead ass wrong.
I'm not the leader of black people. I can't tell another man what to do. That's what he on,
It's
that's what
not
he
about
on.
telling him what to do. It's about saying what's obviously dead ass wrong as a black man. It's a lot of things that we overlook
That
in the
don't
black community,
but that don't
but
make
one
him
thing we should
guilty.
not overlook is some. I didn't say it made him guilty. I said it made him dead ass wrong.
How is he wrong? That's what he like. That's what he like. He into that.
Very strange.
You
And
can't
well,
you
that's
can't you
well,
can't judge
hey,
you can't judge his
and
sexual
look
escapades.
and look what he like got him. Look where he got him now.
But that could be for anybody. A black woman can do that. A Chinese woman could do that. It don't matter. All that don't matter.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter to you. It matters to me and a lot of other Black Americans who were very outraged by
Well,
those statements.
luckily y'all are not the jury. Luckily
Well,
y'all are not the jury that he gonna get a fair trial. Cause y'all tripping. Y'all trying to crucify the
no,
man
he
before the
was tripping. No, he was tripping to be 6 years old, fucking that young ass girl, and now he's possibly going to lose 50 million more than his net worth to that same girl that he allegedly sexually assaulted. He was tripping, not me, not them. He was.
Okay. Mary B said, oh, she said to stoop to that level of desire just shows that you should have saw this coming. Miss Dubo says we just want him to have some dignity.
Not at
Somebody
all.
get him a therapist, and
Please.
Mary B is clapping.
A hundred
Damn,
percent.
Shannon, it's looking bad out here for you,
A
Shannon.
hundred percent.
The black
She's correct.
community turning their back on you. It's
Let me
over.
break Shannon. I'm gonna break Shannon down real quick. I'm gonna tell you about Shannon Sharpe.
Okay.
Shannon Sharpe was not, I guess, the most attractive, right? And
Yeah,
when you hear
yeah.
Shannon Sharpe, let me.
Y'all created this monster.
I don't want
Black
to
women created this monster. Keep going though. Keep going.
I don't want to tear Shannon apart, but I want to be honest about Shannon because regardless how I feel about him, he's still a black man. I want him to be successful at the end of the day, but he has really fucked over himself. Shannon talks like a caricature of a black person sometimes.
Mm.
I hope y'all get what I mean when I say that.
Nah, I remember that. He had the do rag
Sometimes
on with the black. I remember that.
sometimes he reminds me of what white people think a black man is in corporate America. And he so badly tries to emulate what blackness is without actually just naturally being black. And when you listen to him to talk sometimes, I don't want to say he talks like a slave, but it's this
Man,
twang that
that's
he has.
crazy, bro.
It's
He
this
just from the
twang.
South. He from
No,
the South.
hold on. I'm from the South. There's this twang that Shannon has sometimes that sounds like what white people want to hear what black people sound like. And Shannon is someone who has idolized white women, idolized white culture, and looked up to them. And he has lowered himself beneath them and put the black community beneath them at the same time and idolized these white saviors and these white women and these snow bunnies. And that got him where he is today.
Mm.
He didn't think highly enough of black women to give one of them because to him, the greatest prize was a white woman. Because to some black men, the closest way to be a white man is to get their women. And so to emulate what Shannon truly wants to be, which is a white man, he got the next best thing was a white woman.
Mm. So that you think he just want to be white?
I think that Shannon Sharpe has been cooning for these white people. He was cooning in the bedroom, and that cooning got him where he is today.
Cooning in the bedroom is crazy. Crazy. I guess, man. I don't know. Like a lot of black men into that, man. I done heard Mano say that he into that.
He into what?
Sex, slave sex.
I have not heard him say that. It's
He
inappropriate,
said it
regardless if
on
he did.
he said it on
Well, again, I said black
whatchamacallit.
men. I didn't just say Shannon. Sometimes black men really do feel like the best thing to be in the world is a white man. And they'll do anything to feel as close as they can to being a white man. And that means you lack self respect, you lack love for the black community, and you lack love for yourself.
Mm, mm. So your message to the black man is stay away from white women.
My message to the black man is to love yourself before anything else. Never think that you're inferior to anybody, but especially not the white man. And don't be as dumb as you are in your 50s, almost 60, to get where Shannon Sharpe is today. Shannon Sharpe accomplished so much in his career. And he had really done so much in the last few years with his podcasting that was so much to be proud of. And the biggest thing with Shannon, you had the black community calling you Unc,
Yeah,
UNC. That
yeah.
is not a title that we take lightly. Unc or Auntie, I know we say that in general, but when we call you that, that's a identity of authority. That's our identity of respect. And we respected you while you were letting this white woman call you nigger in the bedroom. We respected you while you allegedly was assaulting, sexual assaulting
why
this white woman
why
and
you
now have
gotta
given out
add the
love.
ER though? Why you gotta add the ER?
Because that's what she was saying. That's what she was saying to Shannon. And I'm sure of it. I wasn't there, but I know that's what she was saying. I know.
My chat racist, man. I see that my chat is racist. I
Now
have a
your chat is
racist
not
chat.
racist. If they're agreeing with me, then they just have common sense like
You
me
say
and
black
they're being
queens
honest.
forever, snow bunnies never. What's wrong with
Shout
interracial
out to the black queens.
relationships?
Shout out to black women. I love black women. Black women, y'all are awesome. Y'all are winners. And don't let Negroes like Shannon Sharpe think that you're not the prize, because you'll always be a black queen in my eyes.
So black men not allowed to date other
No
races?
one is saying that. This is the thing. When black men say that, sometimes I think that they're missing the point. There is a world where you can date a white woman, marry a white woman, and have children with that white woman without putting down black women. It's so many times where I hear these coons get with with white women, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I couldn't be with no black woman. They ghetto, they hood, they loud," and it's just like it's so anti-black. It's so, and I want my kid to have good hair. What are you talking about, nigga? Like, what are you saying?
But
And I think that's where the problem comes
you
in.
do have like curly hair, right?
I have curly hair.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't know the struggle, bro.
First of all, first of all, I'm a black
You don't
man
know the
before I'm anything.
struggle.
First of all, I'm a black man before I'm anything,
When your hair get
and
wet, do it curl up?
that's not the point of the conversation. Regardless if my hair is soft,
they say
hard,
light skinned man be overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? They say
overdoing
well
what.
I ain't light. I'm like brown. So they say light skinned man kind of
You light enough, so don't
Hey,
take
that
yourself out the
shit.
conversation.
So okay, but what you were saying? My bad.
No, you're good.
I lost myself.
No, I was just saying pretty much I think the problem is there's nothing wrong with black men dating white women. Date who you want
Okay.
to date. Nobody honestly cares. We really don't. Nobody cares, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, okay.
But when you start bashing black women and acting as if there's this totem pole and black women are lower than white women on this social cast, then that's a problem.
But that's a reality for some black men. Like growing up, a lot of the women only wanted to talk to the dope boys or
Oh
and
my
it
God. Can y'all let
frustrated
that go?
some black men out there. Some black men wanted to talk to black women, but they thought they was corny. They
Okay, they
called
probably
him
were corny.
corny.
They might have been corny.
But to white women, he was the truth. So I'm gonna go where I'm appreciated, not tolerated. You know what I'm saying?
You desperate ass nigga.
How am I desperate if I'm getting turned down? I'm
You
getting
probably
turned
were
down.
corny. You
I'm getting
probably
turned
were
down.
corny.
No, it's because I
And
didn't fit the stereotype
I no,
of the
I
black
think
male that they over
I
portray.
I think you're presenting me a stereotype right now to make an argument against black women, and it's not going to work with me because this whole idea of black women don't want to date the nerd, they want to date the cool guy, they want to date the bad boy. That's not the reality for a lot of black women. A lot of black women just want stability. A lot of black women just want a good man.
In
A
high
lot of
school, they
black
want
women just want to feel
stability.
safe.
In high school, they want stability. This
Why
is where
are we
this is
talking about
happening
high? Why are we talking
because
about high school
this is
relationships?
what shapes your perception.
These childish ass
Nah,
relationships. These
no,
childish.
that's what shapes your
They're not even
perception.
adults. They're
That's
not
what
even
shapes your
adults.
that
So
shape your
so if
perception.
so if you're allowing other children to make your
You a
perception of
child
reality,
too.
then you're
You a child
crazy.
too. This your
That is not the
childhood. So
there.
your childhood don't play a part in your
Children
perception.
children should be your perception of your reality of the entire world and the entire future. I'm sorry, it just shouldn't. What young women are doing when they're basically teenagers and children, that's not the reality of adults.
That
You got
shape. So you
let
don't.
that hurt
So
though. Let that
the
hurt though.
childhood don't play a
Okay.
part of your
I'm
future.
not saying it doesn't play a part. What I am saying is that should not be a reflection of adult women who are actively looking for relationships or men. It shouldn't.
It changes in adulthood. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
They're
Does it?
not even mature mentally yet. Why are you
Does it?
expecting so much of someone who's not mature mentally?
Who?
A high schooler or a middle schooler, whatever.
So women just wake up one day and be like, "Oh, you not corny no more."
So what I'm saying is this: I don't want to generalize women in a way that is not fair to them. I don't want to generalize men in a way that isn't fair to them because there could be a same narrative spewed about men that would be in the same kind that you're spewing about women right now.
I'm not spewing it. I'm just speaking for the people. I'm just speaking for the perspective.
For the
Like
cornballs, right? For the cornballs, right?
that's subjective though.
I mean, you said it. You said they were corny. That's what
He's
you said.
corny because he's not fitting the black male stereotype. He's not fitting the cool.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, I hope that he's happy with the white woman if that's what he wants. I hope he's happy with her.
It seemed like it. It seemed like it. That's what they say. They say they happy. I don't know. Okay.
Are they happy? Because
I don't
statistically,
know.
a lot of those white women are the same white women that are suing Shannon Sharpe. A lot of those white women are the same white women that's calling the police on you when you yelled at her and getting your ass arrested. A lot of those white women are setting you
Mm.
up financially in court to kill you in divorce court. A lot of those black women statistically stay in the marriages. But okay, continue.
I don't know, man. We got a lot of single parent homes. Let's look at these comments though. It's been going crazy in the comments. We're just gonna read them out. Miss Dubo say, nah, that's just dating in general. High school dating does not count. I know you want to say something, Chris. I know you want to let that slide. Let that slide. Your perception changes in college. Sometimes.
Correct.
Sometimes. It changes in adulthood. Broaden your net when you're dating. That's easy to say, but if you grow up in the hood and you dare to be different, you gotta wait a little while before you can broaden your shit. And that is you already shaped by then. Your mentality already shaped. I've never categorized all black men due to the few black men I've encountered.
Right. Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't even know what that means.
You don't know what would be.
What that mean?
She's pretty much, or he or she is pretty much saying what I said, that I'm not going to let the encounters of a few direct or make me feel the way about the majority or about everybody in the country. I'm just because I have a bad experience with a couple of black men does not mean that all black men are bad. Just because I have a few good experience with black women does not mean all black women are good. Like it doesn't work that way. I'm not going
So
to
he should just
generalize.
keep hope alive. He should just keep trying.
No, you should just be intelligent enough to realize who for you and who is not for you, and not generalize all people like that.
Hmm. I don't know, man. Kids mean it seemed like it'd be like a consensus
Were
sometimes.
you bullied or something? What happened to you?
Nah, I was
I,
cool. I
I
was good.
I know you
I wasn't.
I know you said you got jumped,
Yeah, I
but
wasn't corny. I was just in the wrong neighborhood. I was like on the west. I was on the south side, and I was from the west side. And
are you sure
shit.
you weren't corny?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Okay, I'm just asking. I just need to make sure.
Mm. What about you? How were you? How are you?
That was amazing actually. Everybody loved me. That was
Everybody
amazing.
loves you. There you go. Let's
Everybody
clap
loved
it
me.
up.
Yeah.
Everybody loving Chris, man. Everybody loves Chris.
Exactly.
Everybody loves
Exactly.
Chris. There you go. But nah, I did pretty well, man. I never had to sway.
Besides the jumping.
That's just a thing, bro. You ain't never been in a place where people wanted to jump you.
No.
I don't think the corny dude gets jumped. I don't
Sometimes if he that damn corny, yeah, he get
I
jumped.
don't think the corny dude gets jumped. I don't think it
I
worked like
mean,
that. I think the
maybe.
corny dude, he might get bullied or something, but he don't get jumped. Jumping is different from getting bullied.
Okay. Well,
You don't think so?
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know that lifestyle, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Check it out. Morrisville,
That wasn't my
Mississippi,
life.
man. Yeah, yeah. It's a little different down there. Um,
Okay.
it is. It's a little different down there. Okay, I think it's the power he has. It's too many black people in this world, but you're not gonna meet every black
What was the
person.
comment? What was the comment?
It's too many black people in the world for black men to keep generalizing black women and
I
blaming us
know.
for their issues. We not finna just make
Exactly.
so hold on though. Hold on. Cause it is some issues though. We not just gonna act like it ain't people out here with issues. It is some issues. It is.
But how does generalizing black women and putting all the blame on them fix those issues?
I don't
And you know
know.
what? You know what's interesting with me with black men?
Mm.
I'm a black man, so I'm saying this as a black man. How do we tell the black community that we're the leaders of the community, that we run the community, that the community needs to listen to us, but then at the same time put all the blame on the women? How does that work?
I don't even know what you say. I'm reading comments. Somebody said you were being rude. Yeah, like you keep taking these shots
Who's
at the
being rude?
rebuttal. Like
All right, I'm
you
being
you
rude.
didn't think I had women. You think I was corny. Like this is
I
crazy.
mean,
This
those
is
statements maybe
crazy.
I don't know if those statements are true or not. They may
Why
be. I don't know.
why are you
But
making hypotheticals?
but I want you to listen to what I'm saying in this moment.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
What I'm saying this, black men have told the black community that we are the leaders of the black community. If we are truly the leaders of the black community, why would we put all the blame and responsibility over the people that we're supposed to be leading?
I think you have a problem with black men.
How did you
I
get
think
that
you
from my?
do.
How
Cause
do you
you
have that?
just it just
Wait,
seemed like a black woman can do no wrong, but a black
wait.
man
Just
gets
can
all
you
the
answer my
blame.
question? Can you answer my question?
What?
Are you listening?
I'm saying you talking as if all black men think this. This is just a subsection of black men that you're speaking about.
Okay. All right. Well, forget the question. Okay. Okay. All right. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it.
Ah, I can't, I don't think like them, so I don't know. I don't
Are
think,
you sure you don't?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, bet.
You gotta believe me when I say things. I'm not, you know, we
I just
speak
have to
truths.
double check. I have to double check for me in the chat.
Mary B is laughing. Jasmine Dubois facts. I don't know, man. I just don't like. Damn, it just seemed like you got a lot of smoke for black men. Did black men hurt you?
Well, this is my thing. I believe that if we're going to hold someone to a higher standard than the black community, it should be the people that we're dictating as leaders. Black men continuously tell women they need to be quiet and let black men lead. So if we're going to lead, I'm going to hold those men to the higher standard.
I
I
think you
am.
being divisive,
I don't think I'm being divisive. I'm
you
being
over
honest.
generalizing black men.
Okay, wait. So do black men not tell black women they're the leaders of the community? Am I lying?
Do black men not tell black women that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with if we do say that? What's wrong with it?
That's all. That's my statement. I'm not saying it's wrong or false. I'm saying
Oh,
if you're going to tell someone, you can't tell me you're going to lead me and then put higher expectations on me, the person that's being led. It doesn't work that way.
I don't know, bro. I don't think it's you still accountable for shit. Like what you mean?
I'm not saying I'm not accountable, but in the same way that we put all these responsibilities and all this fixation on black women, I think the responsibility should be on the leaders of that community, who black men have dictated themselves as the leaders.
Well, if we the leaders, they need to listen. Listen to what we
But why
saying.
am I listening if you're going to lead me into destruction?
Who doing it? Who led women into destruction? What are you talking about?
Listen, I don't want to run black men all the way down tonight. So let me
You
back
are
up a little
a
bit.
black man. Like I don't
So
understand this smoke you have for black
so
men.
because I'm a black man, does that not mean I can critique who I am and what I am?
It sounds like you don't like black men or something. Like I don't
It
know.
sounds
It's
like I want my brothers to do better. It sounds like I'm not going to
I
baby
feel like
grown ass
you.
men.
I feel like
It
you over
sounds like
generalizing.
no, I'm not overgeneralizing anything. I'm being
Definitely
very
over general.
honest.
I don't think every
I
black
hear black
man is
men
doing
all the
it.
time tell black women that we are the leaders of the. That's just like a common knowledge of black men. Like what?
So you think every black man is just walking around beating their chest?
I'm not saying every black man is, but there's a consensus within the black community that black men are the leaders of the community. Men are leaders in general. It's not even just specific to black people. Men are leaders, right? Biblically and just within the world, men are said that we're the leaders. We run the world. We run the country. So if that's the case, why would we hold the people that are being led to a higher standard than the leaders?
I don't think we holding women to a higher standard.
You are if you're saying they're what's wrong or they're the one creating the issue.
So they can't create issues.
Okay, so I think you're being facetious, and I
Hmm.
need,
I'm
yeah,
I'm having a real conversation with you. It sounds like you don't feel like women can be held accountable.
I feel like they can, but I feel just for instance, let me give you an example. The term single mothers. I hate that term so much because there's a negative connotation for the single mother as if there's something wrong with her or as if she created the issue. And I think that's crazy as hell to me to blame
So
the person that
you
stayed.
don't
Hold
think she
on.
owed no accountability?
I think it's crazy as hell to blame the person that stayed with the child and not have a negative connotation for the person that
Do
left.
you know how court work? Do you know most likely the child's gonna stay with the mother? Like you don't know that?
What does that have to do with what I'm saying?
Saying it's plenty of fathers that want to be in a child life, but the mama not letting them.
You gotta stop with these fake ass
That's
hood ass fairy
that's
tales.
not fake. That's
No,
real.
that
Just because you
I wish
haven't
there was statistical
experienced
data.
it, just because you haven't experienced
Yes,
it and you have a lack of
yes,
experience,
yes,
don't
yes,
mean
yes,
that black
yes,
men don't
yes,
experience that.
yes,
That's what's
yes,
wrong with a lot of black
yes,
men.
yes, yes,
Y'all
yes,
so weak and y'all
yes,
too
yes, yes,
pacified. You a
yes,
mama's
yes,
boy.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. There are black men that specifically are not able to see their children because the mom is being whatever, she's being manipulative, she's controlling the situation, she wants to weaponize her child. That does exist.
It definitely exists.
There is a bigger issue. There is a bigger issue and a bigger statistical supporting data to support what I'm saying, that there are black men who also simply don't want to take care of the child. The child is too much for me. I want to live my life. I don't want to be stuck to one woman.
So that's you. That's what
That's
you
why there are
saying.
men
That's
that
what you
have
see.
several broken homes. That's what is actively, that
That's what you
statistical
see.
data supports, that actively exists in the black community. Yes, correct.
And the men are to blame for this.
I'm not saying the men are the blame, but it's your
The
child. You are the father.
but you don't get that many rights as a father.
Who are y'all? I mean, I don't know what lawyer you're taking to court, but I think a lot of times men don't take it as serious as they should. They already set themselves up for failure and feel
I
like
don't
I'm gonna
think
lose
I
it,
don't think you can
and already
speak.
set
I
themselves up
don't
to
think you
fail
can speak
anyway.
on the perspective
I,
because you don't have a child. You don't have
I think
a.
I can speak on it because I know what actually happens in courtrooms. I think I
So
can
you
speak
sit
on it
in
because
courtrooms
I,
and listen to
I've
child support and all that.
I've seen court hearings. I've observed court hearings when it comes to child support,
So
and
now
I've seen it myself.
you just like the master of child court and all this.
If that's what you want to call it, call me master child support. I would be master child support, head master child divorce court. I'll be the next Judge Judy if you want me to. But what I'm telling you is this: what I see is not a good thing, and I don't want to put all the blame on black men, but I so often see black women put on this upper echelon support system as if they're the main business, the main factor of what's going on wrong with the black community or wrong when it comes to children or marriage, and it's just dumb to me. And I again, you have not answered this question, and I've asked you five different ways.
What?
Why are the people that are being led held to a higher standard than the leaders of the community?
I think that's cap. I just think that's cap.
Okay, okay.
I think
Well,
that's
hey,
cap.
maybe
I
we.
think I think women are not being held accountable enough. I think the man always is held accountable. We gotta be wrong, even we gotta be we wrong even when we right. We gotta just shut up and take it. Like I think it's just yeah, I think it's just a lot of dudes are just mama's boys. That's what I think.
Okay, well, hey, there we have it.
But but I think this is a good conversation though. I don't know though. Why
I don't appreciate how you have slung my opinion to a such a minute position of I just hate black men and
it's
I'm a
that's what
black
it
man
sounds
hater.
like. You ain't saying
No,
nothing good about black men.
I have, first of all, the first situation that we spoke about was a black man that I defended to the T, was Karmelo. And he may not be a black man, quote unquote, but he is a black boy, a black child that will be a black man in approximately less than a year. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to make it seem like that because I went to bat for him. And I defended him greatly while you tried to say that, oh, well, if it was a white person, y'all wouldn't be saying this or whatever. So first of all, don't make it seem like I hate black men because the first thing I did on this podcast was defend a black man. What I'm saying currently is in this conversation, I'm going to be fair, and I don't think that black women are treated fairly in this country. Malcolm X said it
But that
best.
ain't got nothing to do with black men. We don't control how black
Malcolm
women are
X
treated.
said it best. Malcolm X said it best when it
What he
relates to
say?
black women. What you tell me what he said
I don't
since you know
know. I don't know what he said about that. I missed that.
you don't know what Malcolm X said about black women.
I missed that.
Well, he spoke. First of all, he was a real man, Malcolm X, and he spoke highly of black women, and he understood how this country was treating black women.
Okay. I don't think a black man feels like women don't get treated bad. Like we don't. I don't. What? Where are you getting this from?
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. That's what Malcolm X said. Because
We the blame for that.
who is blaming black men?
I'm asking who to blame for it then. Cause you brought up black men as if we holding them more accountable, but now you saying we not the blame. So who to
Well,
blame?
I'm saying there are multiple factors in why this system is the way it is. I think black men participate in the system that created why black women are treated the way they are. White supremacy created the system. Sometimes black men participate in that system. Sometimes black women participate in the system.
That's what I'm
But for the
saying.
conversation,
So I feel like you overgeneralizing. Like we are victims of
I made more than
supremacy.
fair.
Um,
I meant more than that.
The attack on the black home was not done by the black man. Because Malcolm X spoke against welfare and things like that. There was a direct attack on it. So it wasn't black men are not against black women. That's a facade that people just because of like podcasts and you see men talking, but them men are into white women. Those not even the black men in the black community.
Well, that's just like Shannon Sharpe, who you defended, with your entire being. So okay, keep going.
Put this on the screen. Put what on the screen? But nah, I'm defending. I'm not defending Shannon
What is
Sharp.
the
I'm
chat? What is
saying
the
it's a
chat?
double standard.
What is the chat saying? What is the chat saying? What is it saying?
We not worried about the chat right now.
I want to know what the chat is. What are some of the comments? I want to know what they said.
Let me see. Okay, let's go. She said you're overgeneralizing black women. Then we got some
Talking to you.
exclamation mark. We got Davis. He gave some emojis. We can have suggestive criticisms for the general black male population. Davis Vernon said she contributed. Mary B is like in shock. Hold on, rebuttal. Hold on. There you go. hence you keep hence you keep bringing up Tracy when we discussing Shannon talking to underage. That's because he brought up Tracy too when he was talking about something. He was talking about her talking about.
Tracy.
He was saying that he talked to younger women the same way Tracy Ellis talked to younger men. That's why I even brought her up because Shannon Sharp brought her up in
Okay,
one of
keep
his
going.
podcasts. The most underappreciated species is a black woman.
Talk about it.
He said that because we need to be protected. Put this on the screen. I don't know what you want me to put on the screen. Oh, okay. The most underappreciated species is the black woman. Okay. It's on the screen. I'm not saying that y'all not underappreciated, but I don't think black
Talk about
men
it.
don't appreciate black women. We love black women.
I'm going to be completely honest right now, and I hate when this happens in the conversation because this is not the first time I've had conversation with black men and they've done this exact thing to me. What you're doing to me in this
What we
conversation. Hold on,
what what we
let me
doing?
finish.
Yeah, roll
Please
it
let
out.
me
Roll it out. Roll it out.
please let me finish. Black men put me in this place where they feel like I'm being a traitor to my people when I actively criticize the way black women are treated in this country. And they say I'm being a simp or a dumbass or whatever lingo they want to use. I'm being soft or effeminate, whatever. And it's like, no, I'm being honest. And I'm going to be honest with this next part that I say. I've been in a lot of conversations with black men in my personal life when it comes to black women or women in general. And I will tell you, if I have 10 conversations with men and black women are the topic, and I'm not being dramatic, 9 out of those 10 conversations, I am one of the only ones defending black women in the conversation.
Who is depreciating black women? So you think black men are depreciating black
I
women?
am giving you a fact about the conversation that I've had in my personal life with black men, where in the conversation that I've had, black men have continuously attacked black women. I'm not saying all black men do it. I'm not saying that every black man that I know has facilitated that type of conversation or opinion. But I am saying that most black men that I've had conversation with did have those negative
So
opinions.
so you would say that and have a generalized thing for black men, but if a
I didn't
black dude,
generalize anything.
so you think all black? You saying most? You making it sound like most black men
I'm
think that
saying,
way?
no, I gave you a fact. I gave you a fact about conversation that I had in my real life. I'm not lying on anybody. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that all black men feel this way. I'm not saying that this is a consistency in the black community. I am saying in the conversation that I have had with black men,
What are
those
they
are the
saying
conversations that
about
being
black
taken.
women? What are they saying?
I mean, where do you want me to start? Black women are beggars. Black women are gold diggers. Black women are destroying the community. Black women don't know
I've
how to
never,
lead.
I
Black
never heard a black man say black
you,
women are destroying the community. That's insane. I've never
you
heard
are
that.
not being, you're either not talking to black men or you're not being honest in this
I've
moment.
never
Black
heard.
men continuously say shit like that.
Who said
They
it? Who said it?
What do you mean?
Have them
Who?
call in, cause I need to hear this. I ain't never heard that part. Black women are destroying the
I want
community.
you to ask some of them Trump friends that you have. Ask them niggas what they think, because I'm sure some of those would say statements like that. Or agree to
Trump friends is crazy. Trump friends
it.
is crazy. But
And I didn't lie.
Trump friends is crazy. So you think you black men are saying black women are destroying the community?
Correct.
Who? Where
Not
is this
first of all,
happening at?
don't say black men. Don't say black men. Some black men. I'm not saying
Okay,
all black men because I need
okay.
to be specific
I
with
need
you.
you to say that because you just been saying black men the whole
I
time.
know I have
You
said
have
some and a portion many times.
after I said something, but if I would have let you rock, you would have just been saying
Okay,
black men.
okay, whatever. Well, I'm glad it's specified now.
Me too. Me too. Because that's all I'm
Okay,
saying. I'm just saying I think that shit just being highlighted to be divisive. I don't think yo common black man feel like black women are destroying the community. That shit don't even make sense. How?
okay, continue.
That's all I had. I'm just like I don't think that's what's going on. I think it's just some divisive shit going on.
Okay.
Like be weary of the messenger.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest about the messenger and say what I heard and what they've been saying.
Why are your friend? Are these your friends?
These are people I'm cordial with. I wouldn't classify
Now you
all of them as
cordial. You cordial is crazy.
I wouldn't classify all of
Ah,
them as friends. I
but
wouldn't
you so
classify all of them as friends.
you got some friends. You got some women hating friends. They
I
probably
would
just
say
hurt, bro.
associates.
They probably just hurt. I don't know what's going on with them.
Mm, mm,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't
Well,
know.
listen. I my general point is this. Let me just make this statement if you don't mind. Just
Yeah,
give me like 20 seconds.
go do your thing.
I believe that there is a huge fracture in the black community, one that often continues to bash the black women of the community. Sometimes it goes to the black men, of course, but I feel like this fracture intensifies on black women. I continue to see it, and I want it to be fixed. I don't believe that all black men hate black women. I don't believe that all black women hate black men. I want us to come together in a better way, but unfortunately, I just don't see it happening right now. And I do think that the black community is more divided than we want to admit. I really do. Of course, in tough times, we'll come together closer, but think that there's a huge fraction of the black community right now, if I'm being honest. I see one.
Who to
And
blame for that though?
I believe a lack of education is to blame.
Okay. Hey, the black women love you. They want to vote for you. I got a vote on the screen. You seeing your profile pic. Your pic is vote. They saying put you on the ballot, man. They saying put you
I
on the
will
ballot, man.
I am not old enough to run in some elections yet, but hopefully in the future, after I graduate from, if I continue my endeavors and I go to another school and receive another degree, I am able to run and that you guys are able to vote for me because I will gratefully run and I will be a lot better in the future than I am today.
There you go. There you go. Do y'all got any questions for Chris? We gonna start wrapping this up, man. I think you did good though. I think you still undefeated, bro. Like we still ain't got you. I wasn't debating you though. I was just talking shit, but I do think you go a little too hard on black men though. I really do.
Okay, well, I will take from one black man to another. I will take what you're saying into consideration, and
Like if
I
you
will.
you know what I'm saying, like sugarcoat it or something. Say something
I'm not
positive.
gonna. No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. We are
Not
grown men.
sugarcoat it, but I'm saying say
I'm
something
not gonna
positive
sugarcoat
because there's a
anything.
lot of black men doing what they supposed to be doing, and I don't.
I will let me give black men credit right here. Then black men were the highest bloating
Where
block of
is
men.
crazy. Where is
Huh,
crazy. Where
I mean, black
where
men were. They were the highest voting block of men for Kamala Harris in 2024. And that really stood out to me because that means they had enough intelligence and sense to know to vote for the right side of history. And they did. So black men obviously have shown me that they're still on the right side of history in the majority and that we still have a chance to salvage what is left of our community. And I hope that we're able to do better and move better in the future together.
so you think the black men that are complaining, you don't think they should be able to complain?
Complain about what?
Whatever they complaining about, I don't know what they saying. You say they
I
talking
mean,
about black men.
they have the right to say what they want to say. It's a free country. That's their opinion.
And what they're saying changing anything? Like you're it almost as if you were saying that black men are doing, I don't know what you were saying, we the leaders, but we holding them more accountable than us. But it's like that's a loaded statement to me, because it's like if we holding them accountable for stuff that women are supposed to be doing, then what is wrong with that?
It's not just that. And again, I guess maybe we've just been privy to different conversations because you said that you've never heard any black men say the things that I've heard them say.
I ain't heard
And I've
nobody say they destroying the community. I never heard that shit. That
I've
nigga
heard
tweaking. He tweaking.
it wasn't just one person though. There is a consensus within a certain block of black males in the community that feel that way.
Mm,
And a lot of them, not to, bring politics in it, but a lot of them are right wing leaning, like leaning towards
mm,
Republicans. A lot of them are.
mm. Is it you talking about the black men that complain about like twerking and stuff? Like, what are you talking about?
It's not just the twerking. They feel like black women have led the community astray, and they blame black women for so many different things in the community that I don't feel like they should be blamed for. And or that if there's a blame, it should be shared, not just this like this
Okay,
fixation
and
on
that's
black
how I
women.
feel. I feel like it should be shared, and like, cause like it's crazy how like when talking to you, it's like we'll both, like, I feel like you are overgeneralize what I'm saying too. I'm not saying that those type of black men don't exist, but I still think that's being blew up to divide us. And then the men that are falling for the men that are speaking like that is like propaganda. They falling for propaganda. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't. I'm not saying that black women. I don't. I ain't gonna say black women are not protected. It's just I think women are just not protected. But like when it comes to the like we as black men, we are not. You can't blame us for certain things that's out of our control. Like we didn't create this system. The system is against us, just like it's against the black woman. Like it's not.
But and the system may not be in your control, and you may didn't create the system, but it's the issue comes in when you participate in that system.
A lot of
Just
black
like
women tell they black men, they black sons to try to be like the system, to try to blend in with the system because they don't want to see us get knocked off.
I'm not just speaking about conforming to white society or speaking a specific way or dressing a specific way to be safe or have a proximity to whiteness. I'm more so speaking about the hatefulness that comes with it. When it comes to getting like we were speaking previously about when you get with a white woman, you start devaluing black women and speaking down on them.
But
That's what I'm
those
speaking about.
those people are not for black women. I'm not listening to a
That,
black man that date
but
white
but
women
they
talk
but
about
they're
black
but they
women.
exist. But
But
they
they don't
exist
matter.
though.
They don't matter.
But they do. Let me tell you why they do matter. Because they're still black men. They still matter because they have ties to our community. So while you say
Nah,
they don't matter,
they
they
ain't
still matter.
tied. They ain't
On the
tied to our
grand scheme of
community.
things, they still matter.
They
They
untied.
do.
They untied
Okay.
themselves.
Okay. They untied. Okay.
They untied themselves.
Okay. I think they're still attached by default, but hey, that's just me.
I mean, they gonna get they, wake up
This,
call, of course.
of course, like Shannon Sharpe got his, but of course, but back
Yeah,
to the conversation.
yeah.
Did the chat have any questions or anything to say?
She just said they need to be more accountable. I just don't agree. I feel like the way to get us to get like I don't know. I don't think it's black men fault. Like I'm not finna sit up here and blame black men for the condition that we in. I'm not gonna
Okay,
do
I
that.
respect that. I
Yeah,
respect that.
I'm not gonna do that. We saw what happened to all our great black men. A lot of them got killed. Um, shit, a lot of shit happened. So it's not like I don't know, but it ain't our fault.
Okay. Well, I'm not just saying that it's none of black man fault. I'm not saying it's all their responsibility, but at a certain point, we do have to say when enough is enough, and to try to get on one accord to avoid the trajectory of where we're headed.
We ain't never been on one accord. I don't know if that's possible.
I don't either.
Okay, finally, Lily say I don't think it's y'all fault either. That's all I'm saying. God damn, y'all making it seem like niggas just out here doing the most by themselves. Like everybody kind of messed up a little bit. It's women messed up,
I
it's men
agree.
messed up. Like it ain't no.
I agree.
one shoe fits all. Like
Lily
that's
is
all I'm
correct.
saying.
It's not all black men, and black men did not create this system, and it's not their fault that they've been trapped inside the system.
Exactly. We products of our environment, and some of us get educated, and some of us don't. Some of us get too educated, and we still go the other way. Like I don't know, but shit happens. It's black women that hate black men and go to the white side. Like it happens on both ends. It's not just one sided.
Okay.
Oh, black. Okay, okay. There you go. She said no, but you started it by saying black women created Shannon Sharpe. I ain't gonna lie. I was trolling, but I was saying though. I
Thank
know
you. Thank you,
I
commenter.
I
Thank you.
definitely was trolling, but I do think a lot of black men that come off as corny get left with no other choice because they feel not accepted by their race. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. Just like mixed kids, they got white side and black side, and they never accepted on both sides because to the black people they too white, to the white people they
Oh
niggers.
my
So it's
God.
like, you know what I'm saying? You got and that's crazy for
Grow
you to say, "Oh
up,
my
grow
God, that's
up, grow
crazy, bro."
up, grow up.
How is
You
that
gotta
growing up? So
let it
so so it
go.
only
Let it
matter it
go.
only matter when it's women then, or when it's
No, I'm
black
not
people.
mix. Can mixed people not be women? What?
I'm saying, so why you don't have a heart for them? I don't understand.
I don't care about that shit. Oh well, boo hoo, you're mixed. People don't like you because you're mixed. Oh well, like there are bigger things going on in the world, especially in the black community. I don't have time to weep tears for a mixed person. I'm sorry, I don't have them. I don't have them to give.
You mixed, bro. You got white in you.
You need to stop.
You do. How you
I'm not.
think you got that
I'm a
light? How you
I'm
think
a
your hair
black man.
curl up that
No, no,
much?
no. I have
You
two
know what I'm
black parents.
saying?
I have two black parents to be
Hey, it
clear.
be like that sometimes. Still got
No,
some
it's
white
not.
in you.
It's not like that.
But nah, I think that's what's wrong with a lot of black people. You don't care about mixed people. Like
No.
they perspective is they
Oh
perspective, bro.
my
You
God.
can't you
I
can't sit
just
up here
don't
and down
care to
somebody.
have. I mean, it's not. No, I don't have a problem with mixed people, but that's such a
And
minute
that's
issue.
what's wrong with
Like
y'all people,
what?
bro. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all think that your struggle is the only struggle. There's other struggles out here, bro.
I can assure you, the struggle of a black woman in
And they
America or a
still
black
black.
man is
They
way
still
more
black.
severe.
Mixed people still black, bro.
Wait, so if they're mixed, why are you specifying them if you just consider them black?
Because I have talked to mixed people that have
So
felt
why? So if
unaccepted
you
on both sides.
okay, well, so
And
be
that's a real
unaccepted.
thing.
Okay, so
That's
be
a real
unaccepted.
thing.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's just like you only care what so you only care about what?
I'm not saying I don't care about mixed people, but when we're speaking about specific black struggles, and you start telling me about mixed people, like okay, you done lost the plot.
So you think mixed people don't matter?
I think an issue of oh my god, I'm too black for them and I'm too white for okay, all right, well listen, just stay at home at that point. If you're saying that the black and white people don't want, just stay at home. Stay at home.
I think that is very disingenuous. And I think you are letting me down because I thought you were
Okay.
more progressive than that.
Well, I'm gonna
As a
well
democratic man, I'm
let
so
me
I'm so let down.
let me
I'm
let you
so
down a
let
little
down.
further. Well, let me let you down a little further. I don't care about them to that degree to be crying tears because they feel like they're not accepted. Mixed people have a privilege in this country as well. If you're talking about black privilege, no, there's mixed privilege, and I
You
feel
got a
like trying.
privilege. You light skinned. What if a
Okay, you
dark
need.
skinned nigga told you to shut the fuck up and go comb your hair some shit? Like, how would you feel?
Well,
You know
then
what I'm
I would
saying?
respond to him. I would tell him to comb his nappy ass hair. I mean, it would just go just like that. And my hair, first of all, I
So
don't
so
have.
there it go. There it go. You are a colorist. There it go. I get it
Okay,
now.
I mean,
I
if
get it.
you're telling
You're
me,
a
if you're
colorist.
telling me, no, I'm going to be.
You're a
I'm a person that
colorist.
defends. I'm a defender. I defend myself. And if I'm in a war of words with somebody, I'm going to defend myself to the best that I can. That's what's going to happen.
Sounds to me like you're a colorist.
You can sound
Um,
however you want it to sound. Take
you
it how you
you
want it.
just some colorism just came out. You told him to go comb his nappy hair. That
He told
sounds
me
a
to comb
look.
my hair.
That
He gave
sounds a little coonish, bro.
he
It don't
described my
matter,
hair.
bro.
He described my hair. I described his hair.
It
Like
don't.
no,
It sound a little
first
coonish,
of all,
bro.
I am black
Damn,
for one.
bro.
I don't have this curly hair like you're trying to make it seem. I don't care. I say what I
You
say.
got
I
you
don't
got
care.
moose, bro. I think you use moose,
Okay.
bro.
Okay. Maybe he needs some if that's the case.
He ain't denied. There you go. There you go. He got mixed people hair. He walking around here talking about mixed people, but he could blend in. See, That's
I can
deep,
never
bro.
blend.
That
I can never blend.
that
I could
hate
never
run
blend in
deep,
with no mixed
man.
people. I'm obviously a black man with two black parents. Let's
That
come on
hate
now.
run deep, man. Them light
There's no
skin, you
hate.
gotta watch them little yellow niggas, man. Gotta
Oh
watch
my
them.
god, this is bad. Meanwhile, you're just about my color, so that's crazy. Like that's crazy. Like what?
Might have nappy though, man. I got nappy. Uh, I think so. But nah, man, it's been a good conversation, man. I really enjoyed it. You hit a lot of great points. You are now the savior of black women. So let's clap it up for that.
I
Clap
will
it up for
always stand
that.
beside black women.
Savior of black women.
Black women deserve better.
Um, and you know, I love black women too. I'm married to a black woman. My mama a black woman. I got black daughters. I'm a black man. How could I not love what I came from? It's crazy. But
I mean, it's possible.
it's definitely possible. Um, but I don't think the answer is to blame black men. I just don't think that's the
I
answer.
don't either. That's why I didn't do that. But yeah, continue.
Nah, you was hard on us, bro. You ain't, can you say something that black women do before we let you go that's wrong? Can you say that?
No, I won't say that.
Why?
Actually,
Why?
I won't
They don't
appease.
do no wrong, huh?
I know they're human, so of course they do wrong. But
Black
I
men
won't.
human. We human too. Shit.
I won't appease your need for me to criticize black women in this
I
moment.
don't want you to
So
criticize. I just wanted to see could you do it because it was so easy for you to do it to a man.
obviously I can do it. It's possible, but why would I do that?
See, that's what I'm saying. Black men got it
Why?
tough, man.
Why? No, I'm
They
saying why would
everybody
I
want
do
us to
that
just
just to
shut
get?
up and
Why
take
would I
it. They
do
just
that
want us to
just to
shut up
give
and
you what
take
you
it.
want? It's like no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not.
I thought
If
you.
I could give a critique to black women, I would say black women. You know what? Don't hold yourself too high to where you feel like you always have to be so strong or just so mighty all the time. I feel like black women have had to be so strong for so long that they've had this continual like war spirit within themselves. And it's okay to not be okay sometimes. You know, growing up, I looked at my mom as like a superwoman because of how much I would just see her fight and keep going for her children. And I
Your
think a lot
daddy.
of black women do
Yeah,
that.
there was your dad around.
I grew up in a two-parent household, but I'm speaking
You
about my
can't
mother
you
right
can't give
now.
your dad no credit. Like you don't get nothing.
Wait, are you gonna let me finish, or
Oh,
what's
my
going?
bad. Go,
Oh,
man. My bad. My
okay,
bad. My bad.
okay, I appreciate it. But yeah, so I would say black women. I know I don't I have never experienced the pain and struggles that you face, but don't let it bear on you so hard that it turns your heart cold. Because I know how easy it is for this world to turn you cold. So don't let your struggles or your pain make you so burdened on the inside that you let it affect you on the outside.
Mm, mm, mm. There you go. There, let's give it up for Democrat Chris, man. There you go. There you go. Look, the rebuttal love y'all too though. I love y'all too. I cherish y'all. Y'all are
What?
the y'all are everything.
I don't think they want to hear that.
Y'all
I
are
don't think they
everything.
trust. They don't trust you in your
Y'all are
messaging.
everything. I don't think y'all not. I'm just not gonna sit up here and act like it's just one sided though. Like
I didn't either. So I
it's
said most
definitely
of the
one
time.
sided with you. You couldn't say nothing bad about him.
I
And
just said something. What do you mean?
man, that was a hug. He gave him a hug and rubbed their back and kissed them on their forehead. He told about he said so. But nah, it ain't about that though. It ain't about that. I'm glad you defended black women. We need to see that more. Cause it is on a serious note, it is a growing set of black men that seem like they hate women and it's weird. It's very weird.
But you said it didn't exist. But keep going.
Nah, damn, I can't end the show them thinking that I don't fuck with them. I fuck with black women. Y'all my biggest supporters. There is a growing number of black men that are into this. Uh, I
We
I
hate
wanna
women club.
I wanna blame. I like Kevin Samuels for some of the stuff he said, especially when he was talking to men. But
He was very ignorant.
me doing this as a podcaster and having women call in, I have to admit that Kevin Samuels probably was an evil ass man. Cause damn, it don't even feel good talking to a woman like that, even if what you saying is true. Um, but there is a growing number, and it needs to get back cool for black men to show their love and admiration for black women. There's too many people talking about red pill talk, and you a simp if you do this and you this and that. And it's really the family is the key. We need families. We need healthy kids raised in healthy households. Hopefully a two-parent household, but if not, a good co-parenting relationship with bonus parents, you know. But that is an issue that I'm starting to see, and I'm glad that Democrat Chris could come on here and defend y'all so well. So well. He got y'all clapping. He got votes. Um yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Clap it up for you one more time. There you go.
I appreciate that. Whenever you have emergencies in this space, let me know that you come on and because there's a lot that has happened since the last time I was on. A lot has transpired. So definitely a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah, we gonna have somebody lined up for you next time. So we can yeah, cause we gotta get back on Trump. We gotta get back on Trump. We took a break on Trump
And
tonight.
he didn't take a break on us.
Hey man, he working. He he a hard working man. I don't think
If
he
that's what you
sleep.
call it.
He undoing a lot, you know. He undoing a lot. Um, but anything else you want to say before I let you go?
No, just thank you for the opportunity to come on again. I don't, you've said it plenty of times that somebody I hate black men. I don't hate black men. I definitely love my black brothers, and I also really love my black sisters. And I want our community to win as a whole. And yeah, thanks again. And I'm thankful for the chat to tune in.
Bet. Just get your daddy something for Father's Day, man. You know, I know Mother's Day coming up, but you know, think about Father's Day too, man. He deserves something. He deserves something.
He'll get a mug or something. Yeah, he'll
That's
get something.
deep. That's deep. Well, daddy's out here struggling, but we don't get nothing but socks and boxers and shit.
Some guys get the mama something for Father's Day.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. But all right, man. It was good having you. Thank you for showing up, man. Thank you, adding so much to the conversation, man. Can't wait to get you on again, man. There you go. What up, y'all? Y'all still rocking with the rebuttal, man? Y'all still rocking with me? I love y'all. I love y'all. I don't think I don't love y'all. I love black women. I love black women. I listen to black women tell me what to do every day. Crazy. Crazy. I don't even complain. I just do it. I just shut up and do it. But this was Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk Politics. We asked the question, does black privilege exist? Was it self-defense with Carmelo Anthony? Overwhelming senses of yes. Every person came out here and said yes. We had people breaking down black privilege, and then we had a bonus conversation that went from Shannon Sharpe to black men down and black women. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for staying tuned, staying on with me this long. Thank y'all, and we'll be back. Same time, same place, doing it again.
Okay, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Way too many people tryna stop 'em. Whoa, a lot of talk. Hey, how you tell but never show? I show you how I'm rockin'. Whoa, how this fish grease? Need my bands, do my dance with the increase. Welcome to the big leagues. This the big leagues. This the big leagues. Need my jersey in the rafters. You know when I leave it ain't gon' be nobody after. If you scared, call your past, go to church or something. I been in here working some, been heartbreak, I'm hurt some. I was up all night, I seen the sun come up a first or something. I feel alright, drag the curtains on them, hey. Oh, hopping it quick, I go. I take this ain't old. I just said I know. Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people tryna